Don't say it. Constant running that off end.
So we will be in a second.
I always want to do the Steve Merchant XFM thing where he's trying to name the hip hop, the track thing that he does.
There we go.
Oh, Richard would have got the joke. But yeah.
Hip Hop Array was the name of it.
Hip Hop Array, yeah.
You should watch him in Jojo Rabbit. Steve Merchant, he's really good in that.
Oh, it's had mixed reviews, that hasn't it?
Oh, that's fantastic.
Is
it?
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's the Hitler one.
Yeah.
I do fancy that.
Today's a really bad day to be a Nazi. It's brilliant.
I think my favourite Nazi is the Mitchell and Webb thing when they're sat there, they've got the uniforms on, and then Robert Webb says to David Mitchell, "Are we the baddies?"
Yeah, that's great. That's a great observation. There's a skull and crossbones on our hat.
Yeah, an Aryan. That's an Aryan skull. No, I don't think it is.
Right. So they can hear as they've said. So we will we'll slide into the intro.
It's always
and we are live. Welcome to the new Ohm Show. The new Ohm Show. It's been a while. The new Ohm Show, episode 6. And what a show we've got for you tonight. We have regular contributor Brad, formerly mod maker at Phobic Mods.
Guten Tag.
We have John from justadnick.co.uk. But we have, more so than that, special guest Mark Todd, the UK's premier
number one,
the UK's most subscribed YouTuber
in 1985, yeah,
85 to 89.
Yeah,
and he races horses.
He's just such a dick.
One hell of a jockey. As well, but we'll come back to that later on. Yep, so we got Mark with us tonight, so that'll be splendid. We will be getting chat involved. We'll be letting you ask him some questions later on, so don't fire them out just yet, but thanks to everyone in chat. We'll just very quickly go around and see what everyone's vaping. Brad, what are you vaping?
Hello, darling.
And drinking, in your case. Always a worry.
Same. EVL Reaper.
Yep.
And in there is...
It's not a Reaper.
Just the bit where you're going to pretend you know what juice it is.
It's not a Reaper, is it?
Isn't this one called the Reaper?
Which one is it? The one you built?
That's the one you sent me.
Oh,
Twin.
It's the one that takes stock coils in it.
EVL Twin. EVL Reaper. You don't own one. Oh, yeah.
It's a Thursday. It's late. It's my EVL. It's the same one I've been building forever. I only just learned.
You haven't been building it.
The same one I've been putting stock coils in forever.
Right, got there.
And I am all slowly but surely working my way through elderflower and apple. And I'm drinking gin and tonic in my Just Nick cup.
God, we've got new glasses coming soon.
Oh, I will have to keep my eye out for that.
You'll probably get one in the post, to be fair.
John, darling, vaping and drinking, anything interesting?
I don't know. Somebody's just said I'm quiet. It's lovely. Am I quiet?
You've never been quiet a day in your life, love.
I could turn it up, perhaps.
I don't know. I should. I've got the mic where it should be. What am I doing? Oh yeah, sorry. Vaping and drinking. That's easy. I've got pistache with the why the fuck? Every time I go to it, what is it? Karma. With
Karma
the Karma
Bridge.
Bridge in the Billet Box Rev 4. Yeah, pistache. Every week, a Karma, K-R-M-A. Got it. I like it. Sasa. Cheers, man. I've got.
What an elaborate heckle.
I've
He
got,
paid to make that heckle.
Yeah, no one will ever know how much
no,
because of currency issues. But yeah,
I've got-
he wants the horse guy. It
He wants
was
the
false
horse.
advertising, to be fair.
crack current in the Dvar on top of the geek vape thingy bob. Yeah, I've got that. It's great. Mark. Oh yeah, sorry. And I'm drinking. I'm just about to pour it. Actually, Ease Up IPA.
Mark, please know
Yummy one.
what you are vaping,
Oh, I'm so
because
sorry.
after the last two,
Yeah, you need to.
just know the correct names of the things.
Okay.
His mind's gonna get blown. No, he said that.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I am vaping with this. Yes, there's a dot shell inside this. This is the
Ooh.
.AIO SE edition.
Nice.
I completely forgot what it was.
We set the bar so low.
SE edition. So
And
it's
you're
the
only
special
just-
edition.
Yeah, the S special edition just means that it's cheaper and it's made of lead.
Oh, no, that's not what you
Um,
said. You said the SE edition. So I assume it's the special edition.
The special edition, yes.
That is how it's done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good man.
The Delro. This is the Dicodes version, and inside is the Zeta. And last but not least is the Illusia C from Fakir's Mods.
It's pretty.
And on top of that is can't remember what that's called. And I'm drinking tea, and I am also the juice I'm vaping is
Nada.
yes.
Oh,
And oh no, I just remember what that's
not
called.
Regency. Not Regency.
No, see, I was going to do the plug. I was. I can't
Do
lie, but I can't. It's not with it. It's the Hiadro thing.
It looks like a lot of juice in there.
It does. I think it's Greek. There's lots of O-rings and stuff like that in it, but it's not bad. And if you're not in the Van and Dell Facebook group, if you go along there, there's a release tomorrow, I do believe. I wouldn't buy one though because it's pretty average. And Richard.
Hello. Okay. I'm drinking. I'm working my way through the Christmas beers now. This is a local one to me. Little Valley Brewery, Hebden Wheat. There's a place called Hebden Bridge close by.
Is it any good?
This one is nice, although it's so fruity. There's actual seeds, tiny little.
I think there might be bugs living in your beer.
Yeah, it did slightly put me off at first.
A week can go one way or the other. It's either really good or it's a bit much.
It's fruity, it's tasty, it's nice, it's good. And then the next one is the same brewery, but it's called Crag Bitter. But I don't know about that one. Okay, so that's that, and I am on the Anani RTA from Asmodus. This is next up for review.
Is that mouth to lung?
Saturday, yeah. Mouth to lung RTA. Yeah, but very ultimate. But although I think it looks quite good on the sort of matchy on the thing on the Calm R from Innikin. So yeah, Chrome R. But there's an R at the end, isn't there? Chrome R. It's really hard to say. So there's that. I've got still using the Boost with the rebuildable inside. I still think that's pretty good.
People, they're landing all over the country, and people seem to like
Are
it.
people starting to get the rebuildable section now?
I think so. Yeah, I think I saw one in
That's
the
good.
wild the other day.
Because apparently, I don't know if you heard this, Mark. They actually didn't make any. They made like 40 that went with reviewers.
Yeah.
And that was it. So when everyone was saying this is brilliant, they had no production line, no production plan. They literally had to roll everything out. And it was the Christmassy period, so they literally, yeah.
Maybe they were going for the high-end market, because that's kind of what they do, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Apparently this is a thing now. It's almost like a trial and error, just to see what people say. Like, I don't know.
Well, I suppose it's not a mad idea. Well, it is a bit.
It's
I was gonna try
frustrating.
and defend
It's
it.
frustrating
I
though when people are buying the mod. And
Yeah, and you said you can buy this.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I've been doing that for years.
No, you just say you can't buy this.
This
It's
exists.
like a very
There's-
public
there's 7 of
prototyping.
them. I've
Yeah.
got one.
In the boost, I should say, I've got this deep rooted,
Oh, yes.
which is nice, and this is just the absolute beater at the moment. It's the Nunchaku 2 tank, but on the MVP5. It's just an absolute workhorse. It really is.
It's a great mod.
The torch comes in handy when you boiler breaks as well.
Yeah.
You did a real Peter Kay, like right down the lens. Then it's quite good. It's quite handy when you boiler breaks.
Yeah, well, my boiler did break. So that's the thing. Oh, I'm using this as well a little bit. This is the PAL SE. It doesn't come and work on camera at all, does it? But it's
No,
quite
it doesn't work
swish
at all.
looking in real life.
Is that the mouth to lung and one? Is that your review from the other day?
No,
Oh.
no. They do all merge into one, don't they? All these cheap shit that I do. It is very similar to that Inikin one that I've been. Yeah. So that's the thing. That's what I'm on. That's what I'm on. John, let's really quickly do the news.
Okay.
So I'll just really, really quickly roll the news thing.
Okay, you do that. And I've got it all lined up on the phone. Aye, on the news.
Okay.
Which one are we going with first, or do you not mind?
Yes, I do mind. We are going with the Metro. This is probably the most controversial.
Yes. Okadek, Metro, and vaping. This is quite. It was like a land speed record because they published an article and it was refuted immediately. No, it was quite good. Here we go. From the Metro. This was Tuesday. Smokers who switched to e-cigarettes, in quotes, twice as likely to have stroke, study warns. Vapers who have also smoked tobacco may be at greater risk of stroke compared to people who only use cigarettes, a new study warns. Research published in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine suggests that those using both were almost twice as likely, 1.83, to suffer a cerebrovascular event.
You are quite quiet, John. Actually.
Am I?
Yeah.
I can't
The
really.
mic
understand.
plugged in.
Yeah. Hopefully. Am I on the mic? Well, this is exciting, isn't it?
It's worth it. I think it's worth
pissing
just
around.
being louder somehow.
The thought that John actually has a volume control really tickles me.
Just talk louder, John. You're perfectly hearable, just not quite loud enough.
Honestly, I've done nothing. I don't understand. I haven't changed anything.
It definitely says the right one in the bottom left on Zoom. Yeah.
It does.
All right, just talk louder. Talk
If
a
I
tiny bit
talk
louder.
louder down the mic, and then I'll fiddle around in a second and
perfect.
fix it. Right, I'll shout. It also said you were 3 times more likely to have a stroke than non-smokers. Vaping was not linked to significantly different odds of a stroke when compared with non-smokers. This was people who were dual fueling. It was the idea, but it was the IBVTA obviously knew or spotted it early, and they refuted it instantly, which I thought was quite good. This is going to be all over America really, 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 really quickly. So they did that. IBVTA. Contrary to the author's claim, this study provides no evidence that vaping increases the risk accrued from smoking tobacco. Is the expert opinion of Professor John Britton. In this study of people up to 44 years of age, those who both smoked and used e-cigarettes were more likely to have a history of stroke than those who only smoked. No details are provided on the timings of the stroke, but it seems likely that the smokers who suffered a stroke were more likely to try to switch to vaping than those who did not. So actually what the study showed is that if you'd already had a stroke, you might try and stop smoking.
There's loads of these. I saw a survey, independent, and it was saying that bald cats are 30% less likely to have a stroke.
Bald cats.
Mm. And I think it's just because people don't want to, because it's horrible.
You're such a dick. That was really good.
You might just want to touch it just to see what it feels like, but
I don't know what to do about this mic thing.
it's yeah. So it's a classic, isn't it? These have been going on for years. These completely nonsense, deliberately aimed studies.
Yes.
Where they're looking for something very specific and find it.
Well,
Sample size of 3.
Yeah, that's exactly it. But people don't check the sample size. They just check the result. They don't think, oh, there's only 20 people in this study. It's fucking worthless.
And as we know from people's stories, anecdotes over the years and years, it's oftentimes a shock or a major incident that's made them think about vaping.
Yeah.
Time and time again, you hear that, oh, I found out I had whatever, or went to the doctor and I had 40% lung capacity, and you hear all these stories, and it's.
But the analogy, I mean, if you were an analogy of it, would it be if you had a heart attack because you were always eating Sara Lee Gattos and you started drinking Slim Fast, then you had another heart attack? It's pretty unlikely that it was the Slim Fast that did it.
Yeah, I think it's on those lines. On a similar note, the LA Times.
The LA Times, it's very difficult. Flipping. LA Times. Oh, yeah. LA Times or Washington Post?
LA Times. California vaping bill would ban all flavoured tobacco sales in stores.
Yes. Where the fuck are we on that? Sorry.
You sent me a link to it.
They've been trying to get that through for fucking how long now?
I did. I talk to you too often. That's the problem. It's ridiculous. Got it. Sorry. LA Times. California vaping bill. Yep, you already said there. Sacramento, days after concerns over the youth vaping led the Trump administration to announce a partial ban on many e-cigarette pods. California lawmakers on Monday introduced a new, much stronger measure to outlaw store sales of all flavored tobacco products in the state. The proposal would go far beyond the federal government's plan announced Thursday for a temporary ban on many candy and fruit e-liquid products that could be lifted if companies can convince the US Food and Drug Administration that pods are safe. So California have got a bill going through right now to ban. It covers open systems and closed systems. Currently, the fruit flavor had a 30-day sell-through from last week from the federal law. And there was a 30-day sell-through on the pods, but California, New Jersey, could be announced today, whether it's gone through or not, are going for.
It's already gone through.
It's gone through. Flavor ban.
It's gone through. It's going to Senate now.
Oh, it's gone to the Senate, right? Yeah, because it went through yesterday, didn't it?
No, it got passed. It went through the House. The vote was this afternoon.
Oh, okay.
To go, then it goes to Senate. So it was passed locally, and now it's gone kicked up the way.
As far as I know, it's likely to go through unless something major stops it. So that's open systems, closed systems, and everything. New Jersey and California with the state law rather than federal law. So everybody's celebrating. It did seem early to be jumping up and down at Trump's federal law, and it was. I think in a way, the longer Trump didn't do anything, the better it would have been in a way, but only just to save time. But now he has made the federal judgment has come in. The states now have to make a decision what they want to do. Yeah, and save the children seems to be the order of the day.
Yeah, and the lobbying money has far more effect at the state level than at the national level.
Yeah, so it's So let's see. As I'm sure that's going to go from one to the other. And last one, they're all out of America. Cancer. This one's cancer rates, is it? This is just it actually has nothing to do with vaping, but I feel that it does because we're only talking about 2%. And so I think it's important. This is the Washington Post. It was more the absence of Here we go. Cancer death rate posts biggest 1 year drop ever. The cancer death rate in the United States fell 2.2% in 2017, the biggest single year drop ever reported, propelled by gains against lung cancer. There's nothing actually to say that. Declines in the mortality rate for lung cancer have accelerated in recent years in response to new treatments and falling smoking rates, said Rebecca Siegel, lead author of Cancer Statistics 2020, the latest edition of the organization's annual report on cancer trends. There's two quite important things about this. One, that vaping isn't mentioned in the entire article as a way to stop people smoking. Remember that these 2017-18, they're the figures that you're looking at, because they do take a while to catch up. And I thought it was quite interesting. I'm not for a second saying that vaping caused the death rate to drop by 2%.
And that 2% is quite a misleading article, isn't it? Because that 2% doesn't mean lung, does it?
No.
All cancer.
All cancer.
Yeah.
Overall.
There is another connection to be made there, is up until 2017, Medicare was available in the States. So
the
may
other
have
thing I was going to
been
say
more
was
people
Obamacare
available.
was still up and running now. So, but yeah, it does make a difference.
Is
More
it
people
so
may have
in
been
America?
getting the...
So there's been a 2% drop in America.
In America,
Yeah.
It's not worldwide. There's quite a good thing. I only found out this the other day, and I think it's quite interesting. One of the major supporters of the American Lung Association, who constantly write total bullshit about vaping, is Johnson & Johnson, the owner of Nicorette, which I didn't know until the other day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Johnson &
they're not a fan.
Yeah, cost them. I mean, however you put it, vaping has cost Nicorette and Johnson & Johnson millions.
Oh, yeah.
And I hope it continues to do so.
I think it's really interesting. It's really interesting to actually try and work out how we'll ever have a numerical visual impact on cancer rates as vapors, because it's very hard to define what the causes of a reduced cancer rate or increased cancer rate are. Like in England, apparently the posting out, is it the smear test for young ladies?
Yes,
Has been incredibly successful. So that presumably has had an effect in England. We'll never really, I don't think we'll ever get the official vaping has saved X lives,
Yeah, because we spoke about this today, that the anomalies are so many and varied that it would be ridiculous of us to do it as well, to try and say that thing, because we dispel studies all the time that come out that are ridiculous, or the group's too small, or the controls ludicrous, or something stupid. And so for us to champion something and say 5,000 people less people died this year, it would be ridiculous.
All we can say is it's helping you watching us doing it. It's all helping, but it's very unclear as to how long you have to vape to be rid of the effects, and it's really tricky.
2 years is the general. Not smoking for 2 years seems to be the general thing. How long have you not been smoking for, Mark?
8 years.
8 is a year ahead. Oh, I'll be 8 years in June, but I think you'll be 9 years later.
No, I'll be 8 years. I'll be 8 years in March.
Oh,
yeah, but I eat bacon as well, so I could still get cancer.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I thought bacon's all right now.
Bacon's good for you now.
Yeah, bacon's good now.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless you're a vegan, then it's really bad.
You got to wait till next week when bacon is bad again. That's the only
Besides, none of us have to worry about cancer. We're all going to die in the rising sea levels and the heat wave that's coming next year. According to Greta.
Sorry, that was a sponsored plug.
Product placement.
I like it. Do it more often. You'd never catch me doing anything like that. But,
no, none of us. We're all far too proud.
Yep. So that's the news, John.
That is the news.
Wrap it up. Right. So that does leave us with the brilliant Mark, the brilliant Mark Todd, who's hiding behind that interesting looking signage. We put on the group. We announced Mark was coming on. Everyone's very excited, as you could expect. A few people disappointed that it's not the brilliant jockey Mark Todd, but nevertheless, people were excited and did put some questions on the group. So we're just going to go through some Facebook questions for Mark Todd, if that's all right, Mark.
Can I ask a question first? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
I still don't get the cat joke.
Oh, what cat joke?
What about the stroke?
Stroke. Oh, get it now.
Less likely to get a stroke.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, an ugly dog. Less likely to get a stroke.
Oh, for fuck. Sorry.
It's all right. On a night where Brad has tried to show us his webcam with his webcam, nothing could go worse. So we're just going to get into it, and I'm going to have to just read these. So if they're not good questions, tough in a way.
I like the fact you're not going to edit over you. Then I've got them up.
Right. Chris Bell asks a really good question.
Hi, Chris.
Mark, what is the worst or most pointless innovation/invention you've seen in your time in vaping?
Reviewers. No. Jesus, the most pointless thing is ceramic wicks.
Ooh, yep. That's good. Do you know what came straight into my head? That thing Anakin did, where it was supposed to be like a self-squonking, self-feeding tank.
Oh, the lift.
Yes, the lift.
The lift, that was shockingly bad.
It was such a good idea in principle, like basic science, but it just actually didn't work.
I think I can beat the both of you. I thought Mark's gonna go with TC.
No, I like replay.
Okay, replay. Okay, I can.
Replay has saved TC a bit.
It's still, this is like a mic drop that you got. This is amazing.
And that is cool as well.
Do you remember Ultrasonic? Do you remember when that fucking thing came out with the Ultrasonic?
You still see the stand at expos.
So shit. I remember having to go in it there and then, and I had a few drinks, and the guy went, "So what do you reckon?" And I went, "I reckon it's shit." Fuck.
We've got to give a shout out for vaping donuts as well.
Yes.
Oh,
the circular ceramic coils.
Yeah. Don't pulse it. Why not? It might explode. Why that put me off? Yeah.
Don't pulse it. Why? It'll be 400 centigrade.
And near your face. Oh. Okay then.
Okay. He also asked. He's got a follow-up question. When will squonking die?
Never. It might not be in vogue or the latest fashion, but it'll never go away.
Yeah, I agree. It's part of the fabric now, isn't it?
I think it's already not vogue.
Yeah.
I think it'll. Yeah, I think
it's just as valid as any other now. Like, so it's as big as RTAs, it's as big as RDAs,
it just goes
as big
round
as
and round.
sub tanks, but it's just one of many now. Rather than
Mm.
there was a little window where it was everyone, but yeah, I agree. Right, he's asked a long-winded way of saying, basically, if your shed was on fire, which would be the one thing you grabbed?
The dog.
Right, dog to one side. Dog's out.
Okay.
Dog's got his own legs
outside.
and everything.
The dog set the shed on fire.
Yeah, he's just
Right.
watching. He's watching from the sofa.
My birthday card from Big J.
Great.
Oh,
See, that would be the next thing.
not your Gil Scott Heron album. Okay, so not a mod then.
Oh, sorry.
Do you keep some in the house?
I keep about 90. Unless it's been reviewed, it's in the house.
Right. Because at one point you used to have like a massive shelf full.
Yeah, everything. I mean, the only stuff that's really in here is stuff that you see behind me when I'm recording a review. But yeah, there's nothing. Maybe my Vasium, just because it's good to have something heavy around the house.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, there's nothing really in here.
So, but what you really want to know is what's your most prized possession mod-wise, I think.
Okay, I'll say for in the shed alone, my most prized possession would be my Beagle.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Is it still one of four?
himself.
It's still one
Yeah.
of four. Yeah. So that's that would be mod wise and ATI wise. It would have to be the Theatro. No, not the Theatro. The probably Menardas, Narca, just because. And the Poet, because the Poet's awesome.
Well, Sassa's question was next, but it's literally just, where's the horse guy?
What?
He wants the horse guy. He really wants that horse guy. Daniel Williams said...
Hi, Daniel.
He said, how are you getting on with the leaking shed? What's the latest? Shedgate.
The leaking shed today, this morning, I had 4 cups strategically placed around the shed, but I have a sealant coming tomorrow.
Is this that fiberglass stuff that you put on the roof, paint on?
I do. It's just actually a small tin that you can actually roller it on when it's raining.
Yeah, that's the shit tape shit.
Yeah,
it's got fiberglass particles in it as well, and it'll just dry whatever. Yeah,
awesome. So I've got some of that coming tomorrow.
I was just thinking, why the fuck didn't I tell you that 2 weeks ago? Because I used to pay contractors to put that shit on people's roofs.
So it's as simple as that.
Sorry, man.
It's as simple as that. You put that on, job done.
Yeah, it goes off. Yeah.
It's just the actual seam where the fit. Actually, that's boring as fuck.
That never stops me or Richard. Fuck it. Just do it anyway.
Kieran asks, what is TJ's? I'm gonna change it slightly. I'm gonna tweak it slightly. What's TJ's preferred treat? What's his favourite treat, TJ?
As with any dog, whatever you're eating at that moment in time.
Whatever falls down.
Yeah. Whatever's in your hand.
Yeah. What Nick Oakley says, was the Theatro worth the wait?
Yes.
Fair play. Dominic Pelosi, I have just bought a shed. Could he come and do the interior design for me and build it?
I like the idea of that. I think that could be like the next step.
Yeah, Todds decor.
There must be people. There must be people that just put up sheds for people. Because I couldn't do it.
My mum's used to be an interior designer as well. So I suppose, you could have a Todd come and design your shed here.
I do like the idea of wallpaper in a shed.
Why?
See, I considered that before.
Yeah.
Several times over the years, painting the inside here.
Yeah.
And just making it look like a room, and got shouted down.
Yeah. I suppose people want the authenticity.
Yeah.
They like knowing it's a shed.
It's like if you dress TJ up to like a cat. People will be like, no, we want a dog.
Came up with a second question, didn't he, Dominic?
Oh, yeah. This is quite good, actually, because I know you do get a lot of stuff through the post. What's the best non-vape product you've received in the mail?
There's so much. There is so
much.
Didn't
you have a little period where Amazon just randomly sent you things?
That happens to other people, not just Mark. I never get this. I'd keep it. I like the free stuff.
Yeah. The best thing I got recently was that. That was the...
Literally without it. I've no, you didn't buy it.
Somebody sent that to you, didn't
No,
they?
this was sent on by Mick.
Right.
Mick
just for grabbing stuff.
A grabbing stick, which was greatly appreciated. Aside from male nappies and lots of stuff from Mr. Albans, and there's shit everywhere in the shed. Really, no, because people sent it on. It's
the nappies could be quite useful.
It's not.
They could have solved the leaking problem. Just tape the nappy to the roof.
Yeah, that's a good point. And see, the thing is, I'm disappointed. Really, I mean that there wasn't a GoFundMe started up for the shed roof to get fixed. I mean, I've been moaning about it for 2 weeks, and not one person. I mean, if it had been stolen, I would have had a fucking new roof in 5 minutes.
Could you imagine if you'd actually? There's no way in the world you would have given that money away so far. It's but the funny thing is, it's more embarrassing when people do something really lovely, but it's a bit nuts. Well, on my wedding day, the vaping community got together and did a whip round that I didn't know about because I was ready to get married. And somebody sent me a message about 3 in the afternoon. Said, "We've collected £900. Where do you want us to send it?" It's mssociety.co.uk. Why? We just spent an inordinate amount of money getting married in a barn. It was ridiculous to give us money.
Oh, I have to before I get hung and drawn and quartered here. I obviously have to say that yes, obviously the pictures here.
Yeah,
Barry, he's up. He's
Oh,
up.
yeah.
He's watching.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
But they're not the actual ones. I've actually photocopied them, and they're just photocopies. The real ones are in the house.
Keith
Yeah,
Jones
you can't
wants
have-
to know. Go on, Brad.
You can't have artwork like that sitting in a mouldy shed.
You could. There must be a way of protecting it. The Keith Jones wants to know. He references World War III that's impending, but basically wants to know if you could delete from existence one vape company, which one would you delete?
Oh, that's easy.
Again, went straight to my mind. Purely personal reasons, it would be Kiss. You know those guys, the KEASS guys.
Yeah.
Don't miss the opportunity. I'm not gonna mark.
Or Blue.
Blue or it's
Jewel.
Well, that's the answer.
Pack slabs.
I
they even
mean,
count?
I'll go against the grain. I mean, working in the vape shops and seeing Juuls being sold and whatnot, people coming in and buying them and stopping smoking. I never had a problem. Never had a problem with them. But what company would I wouldn't be a company. It would be I deal mostly with mod makers, so it would have to be.
Which mod maker would you jettison to Jupiter?
Craig in chat said Smock.
Smock.
Well dodged. Well dodged.
I've never actually had a Smock product. I don't think ever.
I've had a couple. They do hundreds, don't they? But I've only had 2 or 3, and to be honest, they've been really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was that? We dodged that one, right?
I'm going to dodge that one. I'd say anybody that makes an Atty over $400.
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
Yeah. I think that's a good shout.
I think go with Hugh. What vape item do you most regret getting rid of?
So many.
Ooh, that's a good one. Where did you find that?
Oh, so many over the years. But the thing is that you can go back and buy them for cheaper now than you sold them for. It's excellent. It's fucking great. There's so many between 2014 and 16, 17, when things were just going crazy with mod makers and really expensive gear. I got rid of quite a lot of gear over that time. But now you can go and buy it for next to nothing. So it's all good. It's all good. No, there's no one. Actually, I'll say this, and I'm not joking when I say this. This is actually serious. I had a gold-plated silver dog, V2, that I always regretted getting rid of, because I always wanted to drill it out with 2mm ear holes on either side and use cotton in it. But no, yeah, a silver dog V2.
You know someone's going to send you one now.
No, I don't want one.
Yeah, this the thing to not say.
Want it or not.
Favorite coffee brand? Obviously tepid and full of milk, but coffee
it's got to be Blue Ribbon. No, I don't have a favorite.
Mellow Birds.
Mellow Birds, yeah, Maxwell House.
Maxwell House.
Yeah, whatever they're selling cheap in Tesco's.
Kenko.
Yeah. As long as it's, as John says, very, very milky and nothing like real coffee, I'm quite happy.
Basically just muddy water.
You made I think when you came to the Ideal Vape Week last year, I think you made Mark White today when he got to order you a coffee in Starbucks, because the next day he sent me a PM, which was, I got to do the thing. I'm like, what? And he said I went in and asked for like a quintuplet double,
No, 6 shots.
6 shots espresso.
6 shots he had.
And then he said, and then I can't remember the line. Richard, we need the line from Curb for a coffee.
Huh?
The coffee he ordered for Mark was exactly.
What? He asked for one of those bullshit coffees.
He asked for. He said, I don't know, a frappa, chappa, latte. I don't know, some milky bullshit. And this is what he asked for Mark.
That's my favourite bit in Curb. One of your bullshit coffees.
Bullshit. I don't care. Whatever. That's what you got to do.
Speaking of that kind of thing, though, sorry if we roll back one.
Yeah,
this is just from me. Well, we're talking about sort of regrets and giving away and things like that. From a reviewer standpoint, is there any time where you've gone down the wrong path as a reviewer, or you regret any regrets from a reviewing standpoint, like getting involved with such and such, or not doing this with lives, or not getting on lives early enough, or anything like that?
No. I hand on heart, I've no real regrets in anything I've done as a reviewer. But yeah, there's been a couple of products I've reviewed that I've gone. I look back now and go, huh.
Yeah.
And I have been caught up. 2 products I can remember that have been caught up in the hype a little bit, and I've always regretted my reviews for those things. But that was 5-6 years ago. But as far as doing shitty reviews in a shed with bad lighting and no regrets. If you're going to, I do that well. So
you're the best.
If you want to set a benchmark for poor video quality and so on, I've reached that. So I'm the best at what I do.
I just thought I was going to clip that and just use it. I'm the best. You just forget the context. Just I'm the best at what I do.
You know there'll be somebody somewhere going, "What a narcissistic wanker," not realizing that you're taking the piss out of yourself. But anyway,
I get those little things. The only regrets I've got, and I don't mean this is bad because they took it out, so it's fine for me to mock it now. When the Snapdragon, Eden Mod Snapdragon came out, the reverse threaded deck hadn't got on my tits yet, and then because it was it was a slow burner, it took a while to make you want to fucking smash the shit out of it. The first couple of times you're like, oh yeah, it's great, and then you'd kind of put it on the mod and go, oh fucking dickhead, the bottom's falling off again. Oh, back it off, twist it, put it on, and then but after a month you were just going, for fuck's sake, who puts reverse threading on this fucking deck?
I forget what was the mod? Was it ecig art? They did a mod with, oh god, what was the name of the mod again? I forget. But the actual tube sections, if you think like the Nemesis, you could have different sections. They were all like reverse threaded. Yeah. So you'd screw your tank on, you hold the mod, and then the thing would start. It was just.
I can't remember. I had one. I was just trying to think. It was called the something V5s. They did lots of it, and the switch was reverse threaded, and you always forgot. And there was no knurling on it. And I remember going into a Timpson's watch place and just kind of going, because I was walking through town, and I was like, "Can I just borrow? Have you got like a rubber handle, fucking any old bollocks? Because I can't get this fucking thing open. I can't turn it on."
Yeah, the Caravella was one of the first ones.
Yeah, the Nemesis locking switch.
Yeah, but the Caravella was reverse threaded, and I got, what was it, number 13? I think I was on the list, and it arrived, and I couldn't fire it. I had no idea how to get it to fire because I didn't know about the reverse threading. Not much has changed over the years, you may notice, but anyway.
That's the thing with reviews, though. There will never ever be like long-term assessments. You know, it'll never be using a mod daily for 3 months, and that's when you find out all these quirks and annoyances, you know, because the person that sent you wants the video quicker, your audience wants the video quicker, so it has to be a couple of weeks opinion, not a 3 month opinion. So you're always going to get that.
It's once you've got something that ticks you off, that's it. It's finished. You just can't use it.
Sorry, on your question, just thought one thing I wish I did go with or stick with, but is the actual doing the live unboxings, but doing them live on YouTube. I would love to do that. But I don't have the confidence that, you know, in the Facebook group that I have, the people that watch it know that it's not a review. You can get that message across. It's not a review. They know that it's just me breaking things, basically. Whereas if you were to put it onto YouTube, people would take it as, you know, as this being your final verdict on something.
Yeah. Like 6 months later, you'd still get the comments. You were wrong about this. It's actually 80 watts.
It's such the brilliance of Facebook groups like the Shed. And we obviously have our own. What you've done with the Shed, I would say we're quite similar in the way that the groups as work, if that makes any sense. So there's a lot of familiarity, and it's just such a different place to be when you do your live videos. Often when I'm at work and it says Mark's gone live, and then 4 people tell me Mark's gone live, like my phone doesn't fucking work. I'll go on Mark. I'll go what Mark's up to. I'll say something inappropriate in the chat. I think they're fantastic.
Yeah, it's really added to it, hasn't it?
It's that safety net of thinking these people know what I'm talking about because I'm that all the time.
Yeah, there is a comfort in that, though. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If you're in the Shed Facebook group, if you're not, check it out. It's great. If you're in that and you're subscribed, you get the full journey now with products, which is really, really nice, actually.
Yeah.
You see the beginning.
Don't give Mark compliments. Look at how uncomfortable.
I know. It's just
but I agree, though. The unboxings on YouTube would be murder because you just get a load of smart asses that didn't know what you were doing, commenting silliness. To round up the Facebook questions, 2 very good questions to end with. Favourite vape moment and proudest vape moment.
Favourite vape moment.
Favourite event or happening or thing. And then proudest.
But don't say that because
proudest has got to be the amazing charity work, isn't it?
Right, my favourite vape moment is driving over to Edinburgh delivery office and sitting for 45 minutes waiting on the office opening and picking up my I'll never forget my faceless Illuminati hybrid iHybrid. That always stick in my head as the one thing I really wanted.
Yeah,
really wanted.
The excitement.
So excited about it. I mean, I still get excited about stuff, but it was the one thing that I really, it just sticks in my head as being one of my favorite moments for vape gear, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah. I think that was exactly the question.
Yeah.
And then it was proudest.
Proudest moment would be this moment would be the fact that I haven't flounced and shut the channel down again for at least 3 years.
It's quite an achievement.
It's quite an achievement.
It's definitely the thing you're not going to say because Richard said it. But the amount of money you've made for charity,
a ridiculous amount of money you've made for charity.
No,
that's got to be.
Next question.
No, right. We'll take a break.
It's not me. It's not me. It says I've got to do with me. It's it's good.
We didn't even ask him what his favourite Just for Men colour was because that is in the.
There's
question.
a few like that. There's questions about German coupes and toupees. not German toupees, but
Bring them on. It's not a problem.
but I'm sure our chat will do that. Shall we show a few new stuff, a few new vape stuff? Then we'll go for live questions in chat.
If you do one of your ones first, then I'm going to check that the flush on our toilet's working, because there's been a funny thing with it.
All right. All right. Okay.
That sounds like you
That's
had a
that's
bit of
very
a dodgy
ominous,
curry
isn't it?
for dinner.
Even for John, that's very ominous. Okay, so we have a habit of letting things slide by from time to time. New products completely just not in our field of view, and so I just want to I want to show this one because it looks actually quite good. This is the MD, the Hellvape MD tank. Completely passed us by. Is a mouth to lung RTA. Sorry guys, it's on screen now for the people watching, but not for you guys.
Is that the one with the discs?
It is a big mouth to lung jobby. The deck, yes, kind of. It does have discs in the middle.
I reviewed it already.
Yeah, you. Oh no, you've
so
done
you
it.
know
You've
it,
done it, but we've not mentioned it on the show at all. What do you think, Mark? Just to, in as a recap for people that didn't see it.
It was very good. It's very good. I like the disc. Just being able to spin the disc round to change your airflow, and you don't have to take the coil out. And you could get a good mouth to lung from it.
I think it's a really clever idea because everyone's gone for the little push fit and the little screws you can put in and things like that. But this is actually quite a good idea.
It was.
So for those that don't know about the picture on screen now, the bit that looks a different colour is actually changeable. It turns, doesn't it? It's a very simple deck. Apart from it's got that fancy airflow, you just put the coil in, very simple, and it looks. We haven't featured it on the show at all, and it's out. It's been out a little while now, but I think it looks really good. I haven't had one, but the MD mouth to lung RTA from Hellvape. So if you're obsessed with your mouth to lungs and that's passed you by as well, check it out.
Quite popular though, wasn't it? It did take off.
Yeah, Hellvape are on a good run at the moment, I think. They do more good than bad. The next one, we were looking at this, Mark, earlier on. This is the Gather RDTA from Ultrona.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Now, I don't fully understand it myself. It's pictures on screen now for people watching. It's got like almost stabwood-esque look to it on top. But that can't be real stabwood, can it?
No, it's got to be an acrylic.
It's just an acrylic, that resiny acrylic thing that just looks like it, so matchy. But this is the Gather RDTA from Ultrona. Pictures on now of the deck. It's a fairly standard looking RDTA, but with this sort of acrylic-y, fancy looking top bit. And it looks like it has a reducer option on the airflow as well, which could be nice. But that's interesting looking. RDTA from Ultrona, and that's due out right now. I don't like the signature on it, the whatever that's meant to say, or whoever designed it, or whoever's done that.
I forgot to unmute my mic. There you go, did it.
But graffitiing your own atty is never a great idea.
It's a lot taller than it looked in the first picture.
Yeah, it's pretty tall. All RDTAs, you can't get away from it really, unless you have no capacity.
No, wait, we've got one coming up that's not that tall, that Mark reviewed.
Well, yes, this is the next one. So we've got a few pictures of this. This is the pictures are a bit weird actually, but yeah, because they don't have a background, so they're going to be floating on screen. Yeah. So, but it's the Mission 15 from Karma.
Oh,
John.
Mission 15's the company.
Yeah, Mission 15. Yeah, Mission 15. What's the name of the tank?
Karma Gen.
Karma Gen. Just
yeah.
Karma Gen.
Just going to give the... Oh, sorry.
So, I don't...
Just give the spec.
Yeah.
And then Mark's going to... Because Mark, the other thing is, if you want to see, go on Todds Reviews on YouTube, if you haven't, and watch his review, because it's good. So it's...
yeah, you've just done this, Mark, haven't you?
Yes.
tunnel airflow design, customizable airflow design, large flathead grub screws, 1mm tank section. This is going about the height with the optional 2mm tank. It's got a BF pin, peak insulators as well. And I said, Mark's just done the review. It looks nice, and it's got a couple of problems.
Yeah, I will say in the review, I did pick up. I had issues with mine in that the reducers that come with it were too loose. So when I was taking a draw, I'm sure the reducer was lifting inside.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's other people that have had that issue, but if you contact the Mission 15 guy, they will send you out new ones. So yeah, I mean, the customer service from them is really, really good. This is
Mission 15 out of Canada.
Yes, yeah. I mean, the Atties are. I mean, the gear's made in China, that's doesn't matter where it's made.
I've got the best price. I was trying to do best price I could find in the UK right now, which was I found a few for about 110, but it's coming in at about £104.99 for a tank.
Yeah,
it's nice. It's nice looking. Just a slightly bigger RDA, isn't it?
I've never really been a fan of RTAs, but that does look a shitload better than DTA. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. But that looks really fucking nice. I'd put that on a mod.
It's a squonking. It really,
yeah.
It is what it is. It's a squonking RDTA. So,
I honestly think that even though technically it's an RDTA, it's got a 1mm tank.
Yeah, it's an RDA with a really deep well.
Yes, it's got a really deep well.
I think it looks good. That seems expensive though if it's made in China.
Yeah, it's always been the same way with those guys though.
Yeah. You can't design costs, and I don't know how many they produce. You know, it gets quite expensive with China if you don't make that many.
Runs.
Yeah. I mean, Mr. Mottram's saying that a bit of dental floss around the O-ring, that'll be all right. Have you seen the size of those O-rings?
There's an age issue with that.
It's funny with RDTAs because I loved them. When they came out and every company was bringing them out, you know, sort of 50, 60, 70 watt RDTAs, I was loving it. I thought they were great. But then everyone else said they didn't like them. So I just went, all right, fine. I'll just not vape them even.
The problem was with RDTAs was that when they first came out, they were designed. There was a crossover. When they first came out, they were designed for vaping more mouth to lung, how we used to vape.
Yeah.
And then we all jumped to clouds, or most people jumped to clouds type thing. And RDTAs at that point just couldn't keep up. They couldn't wick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I love the Riviera. I mean, because it wicks properly. As long as you wick well, that's.
Yeah, I really like that one. So I think it looks cool, but like you say,
I think we're going to get floaty pictures again with the next one.
What's the next one?
I thought you were doing the Karma bridge.
Oh, you want me to do the Karma bridge?
Oh, or Mark and I could just.
Well, we do the Karma bridge every week.
Oh, well, we both got one, so it's just because we both. We don't have to put it up on the screen, but both Mark and I have got our Karma bridge. And you've reviewed it, and I've got it in the.
It's all right. I can put a few pictures up if you start off talking about it.
And both of us. The really weird thing is because of the QC issues, we've both got. There's different issues.
Yeah.
So my 1mm airflow lifts. I've got the problem that you with the insert.
Really?
Mine lifts, yeah. And so last week I was taking a couple of drags and then tapping it to make it go back and sit back down. And you could only tell because you would take, because I'm taking, so it's currently set at 20 watts on a 0.95. If it lifted, it was going to 0.4.
Yeah.
So no, 0.04. So 0.12. Sorry. So if I took a drag, it actually just lessened off, and then I went. And then took a drag, and it was fine. But mine lifts, especially when you get restricted. but only on the 1mm insert, because I've got the second from top in there now, which is the 2.5, and I call that. See, that's about the same draw as you'd get with a pod that claims to be mouth to lung. The 2.5.
Yeah.
But for me, it's a restricted lung hit because 2.5 is so.
I've started saying it in reviews now, like pod style vape, because all the pods seem to have that in between vape, don't they?
Yeah, definitely.
The issue,
They've got the same airflow.
The Karma Bridge is, it's brilliant. It's so easy to build on. I can't think of anything else. Like bridge-wise, I think it's up there with like some of the best for a billet or any of the billet box kind of RTOs. But the QC issues with my problems with the inserts. Yours is louder than mine, isn't it?
Yeah.
So mine sounds like that, but that's on the 2.5, and on the 1 you can't even hear it. The only thing you can hear is the snap of the coil, which is fine. So as you say, if Mission 15 are backing it up and saying, well, look, we'll send out more inserts if yours don't work, then it's a bit of a no-brainer. It's not. Yeah,
it's a hard one, because like when the mod makers do have good customer service and all the rest of it, it's sometimes there's nothing wrong with giving them honest feedback. But like I got an email yesterday, somebody really angry that the 2 Karma reviews I mentioned the QC and the issues that I'd had, and they were not happy. But
you've got someone from Karma on the shed who was quite
yeah, totally, and they're sound with it.
So it was just a fan of them.
Yeah, but
so it was just a nutter. Sorry, I thought.
It's just a nutter. But you know what? I mean, the majority of mod makers or companies are like that anyway. You know, they'll support the products. But
certainly the ones that have survived.
Yes, definitely.
You've just got the Is it the snail? The new.
Yes, the snail. Yeah.
So have you started trying that now?
Yeah, I've had it since before Christmas.
Oh, right, okay. You've been testing.
So I'll be reviewing that starting tomorrow, hopefully. Which is really good. It's very, very good. I think the main benefit of the snail is that I'll not do it. If I do this in camera, the thing will just piss all over me. I just know it. Is the fact that you've got your tank and you can just turn it upside down and deck juice.
Yeah, that is good.
Which is great for these things. And it's just like a baby vape shell.
Yeah.
But it does make this thing so appealing. It really does.
I really like the idea of that. Just pull the deck and do your bits and pop it back.
Has to be really well done, though.
Yeah. But I find it amazing that people are going so crazy for these things. Because once upon a time people wouldn't touch dot mod, but all changed.
It's funny with this style that it's really popular right now, isn't it? That style, but the only difference between these things that we get sent all the time, these AIOs, is all the aftermarket stuff, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
If it wasn't for all the AIs coming in left, right, and centre for them, they'd be basically just AIOs.
But I always think that's the thing is they always, if you get the design right, so that that there's room to manoeuvre within it to put things in there, then that'll always happen. So it's happened with the billet box when people say,
yeah, but it wasn't intentional though.
No,
the tank certainly wasn't. The tank on a billet could be so much more accommodating to AIs.
Absolutely, but once it had set the thing, it was. But what I mean is, once they've come out, then the argument that it is it is essentially this. Has always been redundant.
No,
But
you
it's
no, you
always-
can't argue with it because Billet did it first,
Yeah.
and really, really well, and
It's-
so built up a following, and therefore had a market for the aftermarket. You know,
It's
so
so funny that
can't
people,
knock
yeah, they've done good things and bad things and everything in between. With the Billet box, they've done stupid stuff where aftermarket. There's all these aftermarket atomizers, but if you change your button, your warranty's fucked. I mean, that's absolutely stupid. But only after. So my Rev 4 is still covered by the warranty because I haven't got the tamper stickers in mine. Because it's before the serial number with the tab. It's fucking ridiculous. But I think it's redundant when people say, "Oh, it's just this. It's just an expensive pod system." You know, yeah, okay. It was in 2014, but it's not really now. I've got people asking questions in chat. I set them off.
Right. Okay. Let's do it.
Okey-dokey.
Steve Bell. Are you doing Steve Bellamy first?
I was going to go.
You take it on. Take it on.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, what's Steve Bennett? Yeah, you're quite right. Which mod maker that's no longer active do you miss the most?
That's a great question.
Not sexually, like what they made.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who gave the best blowy?
I'd tell you a company like Atmo Mechanic. I would love to see them back.
Yeah.
Nemesis.
Yeah, they were iconic, weren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
You picked up a mod earlier, which made me think of somebody, which was Eddie.
I don't know I think Eddie's just.
I never know what Eddie's up to. Whenever he comes back, he always comes back so strong.
Yeah, such a nice guy. When he's not talking. But I'm only joking, Eddie. I'm only joking.
He's one of my favourite people to see at an event because you never see him on social.
No.
You don't know what he's doing. So it's really nice to see him at an event because it's like, so where have you been for 6 months?
Luminous yellow flight box.
Everyone else,
Yeah.
you know what they had for
Yeah.
lunch, what the films they've seen. Everyone else is constant. Yeah, you just don't see him for months.
Every time I see Eddie, like back in the day, I'd open the thing and it'd be loads, and I'd go, so I'd normally had a few drinks. So what are you charging for them? And he'd tell me, and I'd go, no. Add 50 quid to that. It's too cheap, you fucking idiot. That's Eddie. Sorry for all the times that I've probably got you ripped off by telling Eddie's charging $2. Well, that doesn't matter. What musical band
Oh,
from 30 to 50 years ago
just what old band?
do you think
Nice range.
do you think is the most underrated and underappreciated?
Just don't say soft sell.
I thought I was going. Just the strange thing in the UK. I would still say, and sorry, I know I'm listening. I've got their album on the turntable just now. Depeche Mode in the UK, massive worldwide, but in their own country, they're just still an old synth band from the 80s.
Yeah, a guy at work who's a bit of a muso. He says the exact same thing.
Yeah, you go to any of the European countries or the States even, and they're massive, absolutely massive.
They're huge in South Africa as well.
Yeah. Matt English says I love I really do with that great band. Gary Newman. No, I'm not going to start reading them out. No.
No, they'll just carry on. They'll carry on. Is having that many horses expensive? Did you ever own a pony?
I never owned a horse. I had an ass. That was it. Just an ass.
A big ass or a little?
No, it was just a small ass.
Right.
A hairy ass or a hairless ass?
Yeah, I used to ride it every morning before I went to work.
They say they're more dangerous than planes, don't they?
Someone said Martin Parker's making a comeback. I haven't seen this.
Yeah, he's been teasing us
Has he really?
on his YouTube.
Oh.
Forgot about that.
Martin Parker, ex-vape and QVC. I'm intrigued. I just saw that just come up in the chat.
Martin will do his comeback video, and halfway through it, he'll announce that he's retiring again.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, he has. He's come back more than Gary Barlow. I couldn't think off the top of my head of someone that's come back
That
a lot.
was really shit. I was really thinking, oh, he's going to land it.
The thing with Gary Barlow is he's back for good.
Also, it's safe at the end. Japanese or German, which is more fun?
Japanese.
He's got it. He's got it. He's got it. He's got it. Someone's got Supertramp, which I kind of a little bit with. I do like Supertramp.
Yeah, I've got Supertramp Breakfast in America.
Real dick
What?
to find
So
online.
why do you listen to vinyls, Mark? Because like cassettes are better quality sound, aren't they?
Oh, I'm not getting into that one.
CDs I've heard are quite good.
Got
Compact.
MP3s now, haven't they?
Yeah.
The mini disc.
Mini disc.
There's a lot to be said for that.
Just
Nostalgia.
nostalgia, yeah, totally. Most people that grew up with vinyl went through all the different formats.
We grew up with vinyl. My mum had
you
a
lose it.
Lada. They used to make it out the seats out of vinyl. Hot in the summer.
You lose the vinyl as you get older. It goes missing, and then you will. I mean, this is about the third or fourth time that I've collected vinyl again. So
there's nothing quite like the artwork on an LP either. I mean, it's
something tangible.
I give you that.
Yeah.
They certainly put more effort into the artwork then than now. Now it's just shite.
That was like an actual opportunity for their artistic tendencies, though, wasn't it? Because pre music videos, how else were you going to express your art, really?
I mean, when you were a kid, I mean, one of the greatest things at Christmas was when Shaq can just shut up right now, okay? When I was a kid,
his dad wound up the gramophone and he went, "Honey, you know what you're getting already."
They used to actually, where I grew up, all the shops shut at Christmas. There was nothing. But Woolworths would open on Boxing Day for a couple of hours, and it was just full of kids with record tokens buying new vinyl, and it was just something. Could
you imagine? I just think it's something so wonderful about everything being closed. It sounds so, because somebody who used to work in retail, I think there's something so magical about everything being shut. I just thought it was great.
Yeah.
I thought we fucked up somewhere. This is open. Fucking hell, just shut for fuck's sake. No one cares. Anyway,
Jason wants to know the worst vape you've ever had.
The worst vape I've ever had.
Or just something that stands out as a rubbish vape.
Vape liquid. I mean, fluid was when I first vaped. Fluid was.
That's one of my favourite videos. I've probably seen that more than any video you've ever done.
I couldn't understand. I thought that's when I realised that Americans were fucking idiots. It was just at that moment in time, because all the groups in America were going, how awesome fluid was. But now it's, I actually quite like it now. But I don't think it's quite the same strength as it was back in the day. I think
it was astonishing, and it was astonishing the damage it could do to plastic.
Oh yes.
What was that?
I watched my friend he bought a set of spare K-Fun tanks, and he had like 10, and he had some fluid in a 10ml bottle, and he went, we're gonna just time how long this takes, and the drip hit the K-Fun tank, and there was like a pause, and it just went bang. And that was it. That was the tank. Okay, yeah. Probably shouldn't breathe that in. I don't reckon. If it does that to plastic, don't put it.
What was that purpley one? Was it squid ink?
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. What was it? There was a UK equivalent, Scorpion Blood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember that?
There was many different versions of that.
Russell Blair wants to know what car you've got your eye on next. You don't keep your cars too long.
None. Absolutely nothing. I've hardly used that one that I got just now, so I'm waiting for the summer to come round.
Sticking with it.
We've got a sponsor question here as well. I'm trying to find the sponsor question. I did just see it. Peter, can somebody see Peter's question? Mr. PC Coils himself. I've just literally had it in front of me, and then
I can't see it.
Mad. Peter. Come on,
Mark.
Pete.
I got it.
We got it.
The one mod you will never ever part with, and you can pick only one.
That would be, and that's Peter Corvus.
Corvus.
Yeah, Corvus. That's PC Coils. He has to answer the question because he's sponsored by PC Coils. PC Coils available from justadnick.co.uk.
I honestly do not have what I would consider a favorite mod. That's the honest answer. Is just because I have so many mods from people that I could call friends. It's as simple as that. And there's not one amongst them that I would say is my favorite, because a lot of them are all really, really good. I think there's one, and holy shit, I can't even remember the guy's name now. Oh, this is going back years. There was a guy. It was called the Mini Atom. The guy, it was just an old guy, retired, and he just used to whittle away with wood, and a bit like Mel and from Northern Dreampipe, and Noel. He was at Woodwell. It's that kind of guy, but this was years ago, and he made a little mod for me called the Mini Atom, and it was. That's kind of a special one. That's possibly the oldest mod I have.
I'm trying to picture it in my head now, and it's sort of an oblong.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
It is that every which way. That's a gorgeous mod.
It's just I can't even tell you the last time I vaped with it. Probably years ago, which is quite sad. But it's just something. Just such a nice guy.
Because Steve's got quite a good one. What vape trend did you celebrate the death of?
I don't think there's any vape trend.
I quite liked when the wattage race ended.
Yeah, that was fucking insane.
Where, 230, 260, 280.
Yeah.
that was got a bit crazy, and like that was when Phil Basardo was kind of in his stride, wasn't it? And every week there'd be a new 250 whatever, and then he put it on the oscilloscope. No, it'd be, it can only do 160 or whatever. It was the same every time.
Yeah, it's I don't think I didn't actually know that the wattage race. I mean, I don't really review that many mods that are from that.
No.
There's quite a few trends that I wish would die, but anyway.
What about dripping? You've never done a lot of dripping. I've never seen you.
When I started squonking,
now come on, be fair. Now he's 50. He's a lot of dripping.
He's got those nappies.
Okay, the last time when I took down the shelf that used to run along there, and I had an easy dripper on it. That was when I stopped dripping, because it's just too much of a faff. For me it is. It's a shame as well, because dripped for so long, but then when squonking became made more sense.
It just makes sense.
Yeah, it's made more sense.
Chris Bishop wants to know big spoon or little spoon.
Little.
I want to see the big spoon.
I thought he was going to do the big spoon. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he could be your big spoon.
Yeah, no.
You reckon he's literally asking so he knows the formation?
Yeah.
I suppose it does save a lot of time. I was wondering how they do that.
I like the idea that Chris is on the driveway. Big spoon.
It's best to ask, isn't it?
Back later. Bye. If you were to play Grim Green's Aliens game, if all your gear was taken away by aliens and you could go out and only get one setup, what would you get to vape on for the rest of your life? But
like a mainstream, like that you could literally drive to a vape shop and pick up type thing, isn't it?
Grab it. Yeah.
Yeah.
tell him, but I mean, I keep mainstream stuff. I mean, like I've got like you. I mean, I've got the MVP, the little mini Aegis.
I would if I would happily go and get this if I ran out of mods.
The Aegis Boost, the Aegis Dripper. I mean, I keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 beater mods that I would happily. There's nothing I own that. If you were to take everything away that I have and said, here, you can only have an MVP and vape this for the rest of the day, I wouldn't have an issue with it at all. It's most of the mods and atties I keep based on the relationships I have with the mod makers themselves more than anything else.
Yeah.
I don't care what I'm vaping on. Quite happy.
Don wants to know your favourite films ever.
What favourite films ever? I think you have to go top 3 or something.
Top 3
in no order.
In no order, would probably be Aliens. Just because that was all that was on in the pictures when I was in the army. So many. Christ knows. Pass. Can I call a friend?
Well, you gave us Aliens. There's 3 movies there. Job done.
Yeah, we only talk about 1 and 2. We don't talk about the rest.
I like Aliens vs Predator, the original one.
No.
It wasn't a keeper long term, but I found it enjoyable just for while I was watching.
Silent Running
was great.
There's another one, Silent Running. That's another all-time favourite.
I thought you said Cool Runnings then.
Yeah.
No, Silent and
Are you dead? Sorry.
And possibly Uncle Buck is in there as well.
Oh, John Hughes, just amazing. Have you seen the make? Richard recommended it to me the other day. The making of thing on Netflix.
The movies that made us.
The movies that made us.
No, I've not watched it yet. No,
it's really good.
The Home Alone one's great. They are. You have to beat because we watched them. We kind of binged them at the weekend, and some of them are just insipid. And there's stuff that's just bullshit. There's stuff like, yeah, and he thought that lineup just off the top of his head. No, he didn't. That didn't happen. And the other thing is because it's America land, and that some of the producers now, there's like ladies who haven't got one wrinkle. Their entire face is like that.
And they're 73.
Their necks all shot to fuck.
Yeah.
The face is immaculate. The Die Hard one is bad, but the Home Alone one, the John Hughes one, is absolutely fantastic.
It was really interesting because it got cancelled, didn't it?
Yeah,
and then
and the way they
Fox
shot
bought it, didn't they? Yeah, that was cool.
I have such a love for John Hughes. You just kind of think it's one of those things you think I'm going to be all right. Everything's going to be fine because it's John Hughes.
Jose wants to know who would play you in the movie of your life, Mark. It's got to be Denzel Washington, hasn't it?
It's got to be.
I can't think of anyone who looks more like Mark than Denzel Washington, to be fair.
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito, yeah. No, I was thinking of Joe Pesci there for a second.
Joe Pesci.
I've just Dean Feeney's just said Near Dark is a film. Near Dark is quintessential vampire movie. Tangerine Dream soundtrack is just brilliant. Love it.
Chris Bishop's surprised you didn't say a Braveheart in your top 3.
I've never watched Braveheart. Never have.
Well, you don't need to, mate. Just go in the street, cock an ear. It's basically brave. That's the same thing.
You lived it. There's no need to rewatch it.
It's just the Australian version of Gladiator, basically.
How many times do you hear the word freedom?
It's only if we didn't. Oh no, I was going to go politics. No, pass.
We'll do it. We got like a couple of minutes, and then you can just do it after the show. What was the? Everyone's just naming their favourite films. I quite like Sassa's Usual Suspect.
Oh, Sean Connery's a good shout.
Bang up.
Movie of your life.
He might be a little bit too old.
No, but they could do that CGI that they use in The Irishman.
Derry Murphy's nailed it, to be fair. He's just gone with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I think he's right.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Yeah, I think he would notice.
Any other person in Hollywood
I've got some
is happy
really bad news for David Mottram. He just put Robin Williams in drag
Do we tell him?
No.
Hello.
Yeah, that movie is already available.
Right. I think we're about there, aren't we?
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming on the show, Mark. You're always fantastic, and we love you. And I will continue to annoy you with my bullshit daily.
I look forward to it with bated breath. Thank you for having me on, gentlemen.
Just start sharing his little
mate.
videos. Start sharing his little videos publicly. That'll stop him.
It won't. Make it worse.
No, that'll amplify it.
Okay. So that's tonight's show. Are we back next week, John?
Yeah, I reckon we should.
Yeah, let's do another one next week. Thanks for watching. Smash that like button.
Run away! Run away!
Yeah, have the rest of your evening. It's good.
Oh,
I've
Happy New
forgotten what I
Year.
say. What do I say then? Happy New Year.
Yeah, that'll do. Do your sign off.
Long may your lum reek.
That's got to be Scotch for something.
No one knows, and it
First
doesn't
footer?
matter.
Isn't it first footer something?
Yeah, if you've got a lump of coal and you go around somebody's house, you're first footing.
Anyway.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.
See you next week. Bye.